Welcome to Making the Spiritual Practical with Veronica Drake, the channel where we help you live your spirituality with grace and clarity. Hey, Facebook family and beyond. I am coming to you today to talk about something that I typically do not talk about. It's just something that's known, something that I've always known, something that those closest to me know, but I've never really talked about my story. And so I am coming out in a way to tell you my first experience ever with seeing, hearing, and talking to dead people. It was in the year 1987. I was 24 or 25 years old, and I was pregnant with my second son. I was 7 months pregnant, and unexpectedly, my beloved grandfather passed away. He was sitting with my brother and his girlfriend having a bowl of ice cream. He put his head back, took a breath, and just died. Now, he had a heart condition for many years, and they told him that he would live maybe 5 years without surgery, but that was pushing it. Well, when he died, he was in his 13th year of going beyond the 5 years. And so we had gotten accustomed to the fact that they were just wrong and he was going to live. And he was 67 years old when he passed, and I was essentially raised with these grandparents. So I was very close to them. And I was devastated. Nothing like that had ever happened to me. I had lost my pet, Judy, a pet Chihuahua, which devastated me, and I could feel Judy around me, but I never talked about that. I was preteen when that happened, and in hindsight, I knew that Judy had communicated with me. I knew that she was okay, and I would routinely talk to her, and I would feel her. Fast forward, when my grandfather passed away, I was lying on my couch and just sobbing hysterically. This was a few weeks after he passed. And I just felt like I couldn't get myself under control. I was devastated. And being 7 months pregnant and not being able to take anything, as the doctor said, to calm my nerves, I just fell apart. It was like my whole world had fallen apart. And so one night, lying there on the couch, I looked up, and there stood my grandfather. Now, he did not look like he looked when he passed. He was considerably younger. Now, I wouldn't have known him. I wasn't alive when he looked the way he looked, but it was a very familiar feeling. I'd known him. I knew who he was. Instantly, I knew who he was. And so he stood there and he said to me that he was okay and that I needed to be okay and know that he was never going to leave me. He will always be with me, and that I needed to take care of myself and give birth to a healthy baby and create my loving family. Instantly, he was gone. That was his message. And also instantly, I stopped crying. I picked myself up. I went up to bed, and I was at peace. And so in that moment, when I connected, I didn't realize what was happening. I didn't realize how powerful it was. It would be years and years before I would entertain this thought again, or before I would experience it out of my mind. And it would be even more years until I came out and did it publicly. And the reason that I choose to do it publicly is so that I can bring comfort and closure and peace to people who are suffering with a loss like I was. And so that's the story. Now, what you need to understand is when you feel the dead, it's not always a conversation like this. It's not always succinct. It's not always full sentences. In fact, rarely is it full sentences. I'm putting pieces together. As the conduit, I'm getting information and I'm relaying this information to the client. And sometimes, yeah, it feels like a fishing expedition, but I promise you, it is just me relaying the information, looking for validation. Yes, because if I'm going down the wrong path, I want to know. And when I do these readings, you will get confirmation, validation that I have your loved one here. So I choose to call them angel readings because when I do this, I surround myself with the angels. And this has been something that I've dedicated my life to doing. And I will always, always honor the sacred space that your deceased loved ones and family come through. And if you choose to have a message come through me from them, I would be honored. And you can book that at Angel Readings at my site. So, any questions? Let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share us with your friends. Let's make the spiritual practical.